We are going to see here the examples on the type 4 first, that is evaluating the double integral in a polar coordinate. So if we want to evaluate double integral in polar, provided the limits of double integral are not given, step number 1 starts. We should draw the curves and take a strip to get the limits of integration. So can anyone tell me what this curve represents? R equal to 2 sine theta. What is this curve?
Diameter on y-axis.
What is the length of diameter? What is the length of diameter? Yes.
4.
For r equal to 2 sine theta, the diameter is 2 only. For r equal to 4 sine theta, diameter is 4. Okay. Good. So let I say this is my 1 unit and this one is 2 units. So this diameter is 2. So I will draw a circle. Okay. So equation of this one is r equal to 2 sine theta, that I written here. Next, we have to draw one more circle which is r equal to 4 sine theta. So say this is 3 unit, this is 4 unit. Now r equal to 4 sine theta is a circle. Say this one is r equal to 4 sine theta. We drawn these two circles and the region is in between these two circles. The region is in between them. So we should highlight that region, and the region is this one. Okay, so that's the region of integration. Now, where is the position of a strip? Yes. What is the position of strip in a polar? Yes, anyone. What is that direction? The direction is known as a radial direction. So it is just like the hand of the clock we seen. So this is the strip that we can say. I drawn one strip here whose one end is fixed. This end is fixed to the origin. Fixed to the origin. Okay. But if you see the inner end of the strip is varying on this inner circle. Can you see? The inner end is at origin. Yes, both points are same. But later on, this inner end of the circle, inner end of the strip is varying on that inner circle. And the outer end of the strip, this outer end of the strip is touching to this circle only. So what should be the limits of R? Yes, what is the limit of R? I'm not getting any answers now. Do it fast. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So what is exactly the problem then? You have to see the inner end means this strip enters in the region with this inner circle, na? So inner circle that touching, and then outer circle it is touching. What's the limits of R? It is so obvious na here. It is straightforward. 2 sine theta to 4 sine theta. 2 sine theta to 4 sine theta. That's the limits of R. What about the limits for theta? Tell me the minimum theta and maximum theta over the region. What is the minimum theta and maximum theta over the region?
0 to 180, sir.
Yes, very good. That's correct. So you'll observe this the strip initially should be at theta equal to 0, and then it should be rotated from theta equal to 0 to pi. Okay. So all thetas always we have to write in radian only. So don't write in degrees. Everything is in a radian. So in terms of pi we should write. So this is the limits, and now the remaining part is a straightforward. It is just a type 1 example where the limits of double integral given and we have to evaluate it. So let me do the integration with respect to r first. Can you tell me the integration of r cube?
R power 4 by R to the power 4
R to the power 4 by 4.
Yes, simple integration. So integrals are always a simple, only simplification is difficult or lengthy. This one left. Put upper limit and lower limit. Can you tell me the simplified figure? Or before that, oh, okay, we'll do step by step, no worry. So this is a 4 raised to 4. Is it a 256 minus 16 and that 4 as it is, this 1 by 4. So you'll observe we get this is a 60. So that about simplification. Now how to integrate sine raised to 4 theta? How to integrate sine raised to 4 theta? Yes, anyone?
Make it sine square whole square.
Okay, good. At least you have some logic in your mind, and that is a good thing that you are going to convert sine 4 in terms of sine square, then sine square in terms of sine 2 theta, okay, or cos 2 theta, and you can solve it. That is one of the way, but that is a very lengthy. That's a very lengthy. Instead, I recommend whenever there is a trigonometry power of sine and cosine only. So there are only this type of example in our syllabus where we have sine power or cosine higher power is there, and it is a definite integral. Okay, a definite integral. So the thing that you should remember, we are going to use Wallis formula. Either the Wallis formula or later on you will learn beta function. These both things are simple to evaluate this type of integral. So let I tell you what is the Wallis formula. Wallis formula is applicable for sine raised to n theta or cos raised to n theta, and the limit should be 0 to pi by 2. So this integral 0 to pi can be written as, so I will write it here. So this 60 constant as it is, and then we can write it 2 times integral 0 to pi by 2. Okay, the first step, integral 0 to pi is a 2 times integral 0 to pi by 2 sine raised to 4 theta. This is property of a definite integral that you should remember. That is the first thing. So we converted 0 to pi integral as a 2 times 0 to pi by 2. Okay. Now Wallis formula starts. So let I write the Wallis formula here. What we have to do it? This is sine raised to n theta. Okay, sine raised to n theta. So you have to just start with n minus. So this is 60 into 2. 60 into 2 is 120. I will write it 120 here. Okay, I will write 120. This 60 into 2. Now into this Wallis formula starts. Wallis formula says just start numerator with n minus 1 and denominator as n. So this is n minus 1 upon n. So n is 4 here. So n minus 1 is 3 by 4. And then subtract from both numerator and denominator 2, the number 2, till you get 1 or 2. So 3 minus 2 is 1, and 4 minus 2, 2. And we have to stop the subtraction because we got 1 and 2. So don't subtract further 2 there, because 2 minus 2 becomes 0, 1 minus 2 becomes negative, no need to subtract. So you have to start with n minus 1 upon n, and just subtract 2 from both numerator and denominator till you get 1 or 2 there. That's one. So that is the value into there is k, and that k is a pi by 2 provided power of sine is even, and if it is 1 provided sine, that power of sine is odd there. So in this case 4 is an even number, n is an even number, so into pi by 2. So we get the answer in just a single step by Wallis formula. Otherwise you think how much simplification you have to do it. You have to convert sine 4 into probably sine 3 theta or sine 2 theta or cos 2 theta, and then again you have to go further simplification. That's too complicated. And now just simplify this number on a calculator and you should get this as answer, 45 pi by 2. 45 pi by 2. So that is the final answer here. I will write a Wallis formula after this. First you finish this part, then I will give you the Wallis formula on the screen.
Sir.
Pardon?
Sir, what is that r cube part of this equation known as? What do we say it?
It doesn't right now. It doesn't have any meaning because we have just given some integrand as r cube right now. This r cube may be the density of that region. Okay, that r cube may be anything.
Sir, I am asking that if there is nothing on there like 1, so we will put like the limits of r from 2 sin theta to 4 sin theta.
Obviously.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, correct.
Sir, like in Cartesian form, here only we can take the radial element, right?
Correct.
Because in Cartesian we can take a horizontal, vertical.
Yes, very good. Good understanding. Yeah. In Cartesian, you have we are moving horizontal and vertical. Because of that, we have horizontal and vertical strips only to cover that region. here in polar, actually we should move along a radial direction to cover the entire region. So it is just like hand of the clock that you have to rotate. You have to rotate to cover the entire region there. Okay. The remaining part is same, and best part in the polar is there is no change of order, because the order of integration is always fixed in the polar, and that is a dr d theta only. So theta always have a constant limit. So we have angle. Angle is only the constant there. So that you have to see the minimum and maximum angle over the region. Any doubt?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
In Cartesian form, we used to take the lower end and the upper end of the strip as the limits of the integration.
When the strip is vertical, your voice is actually low. Just I'm saying, when the strip is vertical, we say lower and upper end. Okay. And when strip is horizontal, we take from left end to the right end. Okay. And in radial strip, actually we say inner end and outer end. Is it clear, or something else you want?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So once you finish, tell me so that I can write the Wallis formula.
Done, sir.
Done. Okay, good.
Done, sir.
Very good. So I will just write Wallis formula. Those who forgot it, actually it is already given in the prerequisite formulas. So whenever we come across this integral 0 to pi by 2 sine raised to n theta d theta, or I'm saying or integral 0 to pi by 2 cos raised to n theta d theta. If any one of this integral you have, then the value of that integral starts with, just write in the numerator n minus 1 and in the denominator n, sorry. So I written n minus 1 upon n. Okay. Then just subtract 2 from n minus 1. If you subtract 2 from n minus 1, become n minus 3. Subtract 2 from n, so it become n minus 2. Again subtract 2 from numerator, so n minus 5 is n minus 4, so on. Just you have to do this subtraction till you get 1 or 2. Okay, 1 or 2. Sometimes 2 will be in the numerator and 1 in denominator. Depends on even and odd. So obviously if it is n is even, then you get 1 by 2. And if it is odd, you get 2 by 1. In numerator you have 2 and denominator 1. That's 1. Into k. Into k, and the value of k, this value of k is pi by 2 or 1, provided this n is even or n is odd. Okay, so that is the formula. This is the formula. That's the best formula to evaluate this type of integral when sine and cosine have the higher powers, because otherwise you will waste too much time in doing that calculations there. This is indirectly you can consider like a shortcut formula to get the value of this integral. Got it? So this same formula is used in textbook also. So I will show the solution from the textbook. You will observe this here is Wallis formula used. This is by Wallis formula. By the Wallis formula, this part is written, and that is a 45 pi by 2, which is 22.5 pi. 22.5 pi. That is the value of the integral. Okay, so next question then. So tell me the type of this cardioid. Which type of this cardioid? R equal to A 1 minus cos theta. Quick.
Minus x.
Negative x-axis. It is known as a left-hand cardioid. Left-hand cardioid. So whenever you will observe this equation first. For this equation, you will observe when theta is a 0, r is a 0. So the first point you get this one, which is say 0, 0. Next, you put a theta as a pi by 2, you get r as a. So you get, say, this is a next point you get a unit, and then 2a unit for pi, and here again a unit. So this is a left-hand cardioid. So you can quickly draw this rough curve. This is R equal to, this is the equation of that curve. R equal to A1 minus cos theta. R equal to A1 minus cos theta. So we are given, what is the region of integration? Yes, anyone? What's the region of integration? Where is the region of integration?
Above x.
Above x-axis, correct. The word is used above initial line. So initial line is considered like theta equal to 0 degree. That is x-axis. So the region is above x-axis. So this is the region of integration that we are given. So that's the region of integration. We have to evaluate a given double integral on that region. Take the radial strip. The strip is along the radial direction. This one. Position of a strip. Now I want first the minimum and maximum theta over the region. Yes, what is the minimum angle and maximum angle over this region? Yes.
0 to pi.
0 to pi, that's one. Very good. So you'll observe the region starts with theta equal to 0, and when you rotate that strip, up to the pi, you cover the entire region above initial line. So that's 0 to pi will be the outer limit. What about the inner limits? What will be limits for R? Where the inner end touching? The region is connected to the origin. When region is connected to the origin, R is always 0. Okay, that is inner limit. So inner end is touching to the origin and region starts from there only with origin. What about upper end? Upper end touches to R equal to
A1 minus
cos theta.
That's one. That's limits of R. Now do this integration one by one. This 0 to pi as it is. Can you tell me the integration? These integrals are always algebraic there.
R square by 2.
Yes, R square by 2. So I will replace that limit also. R square by 2 means A square 1 minus cos theta bracket square upon 2 sin theta d theta. I dropped one step actually. Okay, I hope you are getting.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Next step. Now how to integrate this? How to integrate?
Take cos theta t.
Okay, instead of cos theta as a t, you can put entire bracket as a t. So
yes.
you will observe if we put 1 minus cos theta as a t, we get sin theta d theta as a dt. So you will observe that integral comes as t square dt only. And integral of t square dt is a t cube by 3. Resubstitute the value of t there. Resubstitute the value of t and you will find we get this a square by 2. Value of t is a 1 minus cos theta. So I will say 1 minus cos theta bracket cube by 3. Okay, it is a t cube by 3. So t cube by 3 means 1 minus cos theta bracket cube by 3 and the limits are 0 to pi. I hope you are getting. It is by substitution method. This is the rough work that done. If you want, you can write it. If you not write, that is also okay. Because this is just a rough work that you should observe. This integral can be done with method of substitution. Now, just put upper and lower limit. When we put upper limit, what will be the value of the bracket?
8 by 3.
Yes, 8 by 3. And for lower limit?
0.
0. Correct. That's one. So this a square by 2 as it is. Cos pi is a minus 1, minus minus plus 1. So 2 raised to 3 is 8 by 3. And cos 0 is 1. So 1 minus 1 is 0. And the final answer is 4a square by 3. That's one. That is the end of the question. If there are any doubt, yes, you can ask. And once you finish, tell me, we'll move to the next then. Yes, are you finished? Are you completed? Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Done, sir.
Done. Good. So this is the textbook solution. You will observe the same solution we have obtained here, 4a square by 3. Okay, so the last type now, the last type of this double integral is related to the polar only, but there is a small thing, a small change. What is that small change? We are given the double integral in xy plane. We are given the double integral in xy plane, and the question will be, so this is the xy plane, and the question will be transform this double integral from xy plane to the r theta plane. This is r theta plane, say theta equal to 0. So actually both are same, because when you transform from Cartesian to polar, remember the shape of region remains same. When you use this transformation, x equal to r cos theta, y equal to r sin theta, shape of the curve remains same. For example, circle remains circle, ellipse remains ellipse, okay, parabola remains parabola, straight line remains straight line. Okay, if you find the image of any curve, for I will give you one example. Say we have x square plus y square equal to 4. Okay, if this is the, what is this curve? Circle with radius 2. So this is the curve that we have in xy plane. So x square plus y square equal to 4, whose point of intersection is here 2, 0, like this. And if we draw the same curve in that polar form, what is the equation first of all of this circle in polar? R is equal to 2, is it? Are you getting?
Yes, sir.
X is r cos theta and y is r sin theta. If you replace here, you get r equal to 2. If you plot this r equal to 2, you will observe you don't have the different curve. The curve is the same, r equal to this one only. So the image remains same. The image remains same. Area remains equivalent. I mean equal only. This is equal only. Same area, same curve. So that is a important thing about this special transformation known as Cartesian to the polar transformation. X equal to r cos theta, y equal to r sin theta. And now when we write the double integral from xy to r theta, we have to replace dx dy by r times dr d theta. Okay, right now just to by heart this value, dx dy is r dr d theta. Actually the proof of this dx dy is by this formula, where you should know the I will say partial derivative. With the help of partial derivative, because the Jacobian of xy upon uv is nothing but it is a determinant of the partial derivatives, and that's not required. Actually that is not required to remember, and nowhere you have to prove it. So just remember which is the most important thing that you have to remember is the first thing, this one. These three equations are important for you to solve the problem. That is one. And ellipse questions, I will tell you, this will not come in the exam. Even though that will not come in the exam, I am going to teach you, and I already given 1 or 2 questions on ellipse in the tutorial also. But
yes,
but if you do the example on ellipse, remember you will easily solve the example of circle. Because of that I kept it only. But ellipse question will not come in final exam. That is not part of our syllabus. Okay, it is just for understanding I am giving it. So for ellipse there is a small change, that Cartesian to polar, their standard transformation is not used. Generally for ellipse, instead of standard transformation x equal to r cos theta, y equal to r sin theta, some special transformations are used. This one, we replace x equal to ar cos theta, y equal to br sin theta, and then dx dy we replace by abr dr d theta. These are special transformation used for ellipse. Okay, purpose of this transformation is to simplify the equation. Actually this equation is complicated in Cartesian domain when we give the limits. Suppose we want to give the limits of y, say y equal to, and we have to write it in terms of x there, it becomes little complicated. Okay, so when we put this transformation, what happens? You will observe, suppose you replace x by ar cos theta, y equal to br sin theta. What will be the equation? What will be the equation of ellipse? Yes, anyone? Replace these values now. Replace x by ar cos theta, y by br sin theta, and tell me what you will get in polar.
R square cos square theta plus r square sin square theta.
Oh, so that also can be simplified. Can we get r is equal to 1?
R is equal to 1, yes.
So this is the simplified equation. See, what happens every time any ellipse, any general ellipse can be mapped to the circle of radius 1 with the help of this special transformation. These are not Cartesian to polar transformation. They are special transformation created for an ellipse which actually convert the ellipse to the circle. And when we do a double integral on ellipse in Cartesian domain, and when we do the double integration of that equivalent integral on this region r equal to 1, you are going to get the same answer. You are going to get a same answer. So right now just I will tell you that these three equations for circle and these three equations for ellipse that you should remember. Okay, nothing else. Not done this. So what is the purpose of transforming? Actually, the purpose is to simplify the problem again. Whenever the boundary of the region of integration is a circle or part of circle, or integrand contains this term, it is better to transform in a polar. Our examples become very, very simple. So let I show you the example, then it becomes more and more clear. So I will commit here. This is the question number 1 on type 5 here. This question asked number of times. Right now this is asked 4 to 5 times here. You can see on the screen. Okay. So both questions are same, but in one of the these three times actually only question is evaluate. But in 2012 the question is coming evaluate, hence show that one extra part is also added. So this is already a solved example from the book, which is a 7.25 example. So we'll discuss about this question on the next slide. So the same question you will find it here. The question is evaluate this double integral by changing to the polar coordinates. It is already written. We have to transform this double integral from Cartesian to the polar, and then we have to evaluate it. So whenever we have to transform the double integral from Cartesian to polar, so step number 1, you should write the transformation. What are the transformation? Yes, what is the value of x and y? What is x?
R cos theta.
X is r cos theta. That's a transformation, correct? And y is r sin theta. Not only this, you should remember this value of dx dy also. What is dx dy?
R dr theta.
dr d theta, correct. So these three equations are most important that you should remember. Not only this, you should know what is the value of x square plus y square. What is x square plus y square represent? That's r square. Okay. So this is the basic things that we require. Now the double integral we can transform it from Cartesian. So you'll observe e raised to minus r square, because x square plus y square is r square there, and dx dy is r dr d theta. Now we can integrate this double integral in polar. Actually this integral is not possible to evaluate in Cartesian domain. This is impossible to evaluate in Cartesian, and due to this transformation we can evaluate it. Only the thing is left now, the limits for this polar. To get the limits for a polar coordinate, we should draw the strip along a radial direction. But before that, can anyone tell me what is the region of integration? What is the region of integration for this example? Can you guess? What's the region of integration for this given double integral, this one? First quadrant, very good. Okay, nicely identified. Actually, you will observe the limit of x and y are 0 to infinity. From the double integral, you will observe x varies from 0 to infinity, y varies from 0 to infinity. If you observe, what is x equal to 0? X equal to 0 is y-axis, this one. This one is x equal to 0, and this is 0 to infinity. 0 to infinity means this side. Okay. Similarly, this equation is y equal to 0. This line is y equal to 0, and y equal to 0 to infinity means that side. And that is entirely first quadrant. It is unbounded region. That's unbounded region that we are given. So that about the region of integration. For this region of integration, we want the limits in a polar form. So position of a strip, now I will draw it like radial. Now can you see the minimum theta and maximum theta over the region? What is the limit of theta?
0 to pi by 2.
0 to pi by 2 is a correct answer. Good. 0 to pi by 2. Not only this, can you see the inner end and outer end of the strip where it is touching to the region?
0 to
yes, r equal to 0 is correct, and upper end is to the infinity. So it's a 0 to infinity. Upper end doesn't have the boundary. So that's what we got, the double integral in polar form now. We can evaluate it. We can evaluate this double integral I, double integral now in a polar form. Can anyone think about the method? What method we should use to integrate?
R square as t.
Yes. So this is let r square is a t. You will observe 2r dr is a dt. So integral will become e raised to minus t into dt by 2, and integral of this one is minus 1 by 2 e raised to minus t. Is it? We'll resubstitute the value of t there. Is the integral correct? Is that integration correct?
Yes, sir.
That's one then. So this is 0 to pi by 2 outer limit as it is. I am resubstituting the value of t. It is minus 1 by 2 e raised to minus r square. That about the integral, and limits 0 to infinity, and that about a d theta. Now only we have to put upper and lower limit. Can you put upper limit and lower limit and tell me what is the thing that we left it here?
Minus 1 by 2.
Minus 1 by 2, because e raised to minus infinity is a 0. E raised to minus infinity is a 0, and e raised to 0 is 1, but the lower limit have the minus sign. So that about the limits. But there is a d theta also. Integral of d theta is a theta, and limits are 0 to pi by 2. So the final answer is pi by 4. Pi by 4 is the value of the integral. You that is equation 1. Okay, because we have to prove one more part here. So that will come to that. We'll come to this once you finish this part. Okay. So when you put upper limit, e raised to minus infinity is 0, e raised to 0 is 1, and because of that the bracketed value is a constant. It is just 1 by 2. And integral of d theta is left, which is theta, and limits are 0 to pi by 2. Once you complete, tell me if you have the doubt. Yes, you can ask.
Done, sir.
Done? Okay, good. So this is the first part of the example where we evaluate the double integral by transforming it to the polar. But there is one more thing that the question is there, that hence show that this part. Now for this actually this directly it is impossible to evaluate. If I say evaluate integration e raised to minus x square dx, you can't it is impossible to evaluate, but because of this 0 to infinity we have a value, and that value we can prove it with the help of double integral. Now what we completed up to this step here, actually we have this integral I which is 0 to infinity e raised to minus of x square plus y square dx dy, and we shown the value of this integral I is a pi by 4. Okay, up to here that we done in the step 1. Now sorry, upper limit is 0 to infinity. This one, this is also infinity. Okay, clear? Now just we'll split up this. We'll split up this integral. This is 0 to infinity. This is 0 to infinity. Can I write like this? E raised to minus x square into e raised to minus y square.
Yes, sir.
Now limits are constant. When the limits are constant, and we can separate this integral. Okay, when limits are constant, yes, we can separate. So next step can be written as e raised to minus x square dx into 0 to infinity e raised to minus y square dy. Any doubt up to this step? Is there any doubt up to this step?
No, sir.
No doubt. Okay, now I'm going to write one thing here, and you should tell me. Can I replace this integral by 0 to infinity e raised to minus x square dx only, and this will be as it is 0 to infinity e raised to minus x square dx into integral 0 to. Can I replace like this? Anyone? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, very good. That's correct answer. Yes, we can replace. Those who think no, let I explain. Tell me, what is the integral of 0 to 1 x dx? Quick. What is the value of this integral? 0 to 1 x dx.
1.
It is not 1, it is 1 by 2.
Right.
Okay, what's the integral of 0 to 1 y dy?
1 by 2.
That is also 1 by 2. So the value of integral doesn't depend on the inner variable, it depends on the limit. It depends on the limit. If we replace x to y, y to z, z to t, it doesn't matter. If we use identity transformation, that x to y, y to z only, then the value of integral will not change. If we replace x by y square or x by z square, then it creates the problem. So what I done, I just replaced y by x only, identity transformation, just replaced y by x. Okay, now indirectly this is a bracket square. So next step, if you take the square root on both sides, can we get the required answer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the next step is the required answer. This is 0 to infinity e raised to minus x square dx, bracket square is a pi by 4, hence the value of the integral is a root pi by 2. That is the end of the question here. So this example actually asked in 2012. Okay, 2012. So chances are less to come these examples, but okay, part of the syllabus. So tell me if you've done this. There are two small examples after this, and then we'll finish our this double integration. Next two examples are simple now. Are you completed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is a solution from the book. In the textbook, the solution is given like this. So we already discussed about this. This is the second last example from double integral. The question is evaluate double integral xy dx dy over a quadrant of a circle where x is positive and y is positive. Okay. So we are given a circle. So when we are given circle, yes, we can draw that circle only in the xy plane. And remember, the region remains also same in polar also. Because if you want to do this double integration in Cartesian, yes, you can do it. Because the question is just evaluate. Nowhere is written transform it to the polar. Nowhere is written transform to the polar. So you can complete this question. You can complete this example either in xy plane or r theta plane. Both are correct. But we are given x square plus y square equal to a square. That circle is given. So if we draw the circle like this, say x square plus y square is equal to a square. Can you tell me x is positive, y is positive, so which quadrant we should have the region of integration?
So
first quadrant only. Okay, so your region of integration should be only first quadrant, because it is written x is positive. It is quadrant of circle written, and where x and y positive. That's the region. But I'm not interested to do this example in Cartesian. The reason is, whenever the boundary is a circle, actually the calculation becomes very, very simple in polar. So my interest is to transform it in polar and do it. So I will take a strip along a radial direction. But before I want in radial direction, what's the equation of this circle in polar?
R is equal to A.
R is equal to A. That is the correct answer. R equal to A. Now, the integral I will be transformed to a double integral. What is the value of x in polar?
R cos theta, R sin theta.
X is R cos theta, y is R sin theta, and the value of dx dy? R dr d theta. So we transform the double integral from Cartesian to polar. Now I want the minimum and maximum theta over region should be 0 to pi by 2, and inner and outer end of the strip touches to
0 to A.
Yes, inner end touches to R equal to 0, outer end touches to R is equal to A. That's the limit. So this 0 to pi by 2 will be as it is. Can you tell me the integral of R first? Yes.
R to the power 4 by 4.
Yes, R raised to 4 by 4. Limits are 0 to A, sin theta, cos theta, d theta. So that is a 4 by 4. Can you tell me the integral of sin theta, cos theta, d theta?
So we can write it sin 2 theta.
Okay, that is one way, correct. You can multiply and divide by 2, sin 2 theta integral. What is the integral of sin 2 theta then?
Minus cos 2.
Minus cos 2 theta upon 2. Don't forget to write that upon 2. Okay, that is one way. Other way, yes, you can do this by putting sin theta equal to t also. If you put sin theta as a t, you will observe cos theta d theta is equal to dt. Okay, so this become integral t dt. That's a t square by 2. So directly we can write the integral this way also, and that integral is sin square theta by 2. The limits are 0 to pi by 2. So both are correct. Whatever he said, that is also correct. You can go in sin 2 theta and do it. Or I replace sin theta by t, cos theta d theta as a dt. Integral of t dt is a t square by 2. So that is a way we can do it. So here is a rough work. And just put upper and lower limit. What is sin pi by 2? Sin pi by 2 is 1. And sin 0 is a 0. So a4 by 4 in bracket 1 by 2 minus 0, and the final answer is a4 by 8. That's the end of the question. So whenever, remember this important thing, whenever we have the boundary as a circle, you can draw the circle as it is only, because the shape of the region will not change whenever circle is there. But whenever ellipse is there, actually we not require the ellipse. We don't want that region in xy plane. We want the region in r theta plane for ellipse, and that is the last question that we have to do it now. So just tell me if you've done this, then we'll move to the last question of a double integral. Are you completed?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, if we do this question by Cartesian, then
yes,
we can find this yellow. If they have asked, for example, full circle. So, sir, we can do it like we'll find this first quadrant one and multiply it by full symmetric.
No,
right?
not correct. Not correct. That only you can do it provided there's some integrand should have some properties. Okay. You already know in 12th that you learned integration minus a to a fx dx become 2 times 0 to a, provided fx is even. It is a 0 if fx is odd. Okay, so that not always happen. So because of that, you should be careful whether when you write it is a 2 times or 4 times there. Okay.
Okay.
So you have to take, if it is entire circle, you should take a limit from minus to the plus only. Minus root a square minus x square to plus root a square minus x square. That should be your limit there.
Yes, sir.
But I will tell you important thing. What you said that can we write 4 times 0 to, that is always there in whatever the examples we have in textbook, because textbook none of the question is there that that integral is odd and it vanishes and the answer is coming 0 there. So every time it works that 4 times or 2 times also. But that is not always true, that I am saying. It is you have to look for the integrand actually. The properties of integrands are important there.
Okay.
Okay. So the last question that I will show you here is the last question. Double integral dx dy over the region R in the first quadrant bounded by ellipse. Now whenever the question is on ellipse, first thing you should know the region of integration in xy plane. This xy plane is ellipse there, something like this. Okay, but we don't want this ellipse here, because if we do double integration over the ellipse, the limits become complicated. So instead, we write the transformation, special transformation of ellipse. Yes, can you tell me what is x? What is x?
AR cos theta.
Yes, AR cos theta. That should be AR cos theta. Y should be?
BR sin theta.
Then dx dy should be?
ABR. No, sorry.
Correct.
Yeah,
ABR
dr
d theta. And not only this, you should, important thing you should remember this by this equation. If you replace these values in this equation, x square upon a square plus y square upon b square is equal to 1. This equation transform to, yes, this equation transform to, yes, anyone? Already we discussed this. Replace x by AR cos theta, y by BR sin theta in the ellipse equation.
R is equal to 1.
R equal to 1. And that's some important thing. So what happened? The region get changed. The region in R theta plane becomes just a circle, R equal to 1. So here is R is equal to 1 circle. Okay. So you don't draw the region in XY plane. We just draw the region of R theta plane. This region is not required at all. Now, we have to evaluate this double integral on the first quadrant of the ellipse. So first quadrant of ellipse will map to the first quadrant of circle. Entire ellipse is mapping to the entire circle. So right now the region of integration is this much only. This much is the region of integration. Actually, this is the region of integration in XY plane. But this region, we are not going to evaluate on this region. Instead, we are going to do the calculation in R theta plane. So as usual, our position of a strip should be along radial this way. Okay. Now the integral I will become. Can you tell me value of y is a BR sin theta, and the value of a dx dy is ABR dr d theta. Can you tell me the limit of r and theta? Quick.
Theta 0 to pi by 2.
Oh yes, theta is a 0 to pi by 2. Minimum and maximum theta over the region is a 0 to pi by 2, correct? And r is
0 to 1.
0 to 1, that's one. And you will observe these things are constant. This AB are constant. So AB square is a constant coming out. R into R is R square. So that integral of R square is R cube by 3. Limits are 0 to 1. Then integral of sine theta. Integral of sine theta minus cos theta, and the limits are 0 to pi by 2. I done all integration. Why it is possible? All limits are constant. So AB square, this is 1 by 3 only. What is the value of cos pi by 2? Cos 0, 1. So minus plus 1. So the answer is AB square by 3 is the value of integral. You will notice that the calculation becomes really simple provided we use a special transformation of this ellipse. Okay, so this transformation specially made for the ellipse only for simplified calculations there. Okay, so that about your double integral. So this is the end of your double integration here. This last part, the double integration over ellipse, is not so important. I will have surety that these examples will definitely not come in the exam. Okay. maximum up to type 4 are mainly the important. Type 5 transformation, yes, that may come, but it will come for only standard Cartesian to polar only. That is, x is r cos theta, y is r sin theta. That's only. Okay. So, any doubt here?
No, sir.
Very good.